Okay. Could we count this off, or we just go into it?
We could like sync clap, like 1, 2, 3, and then start. I mean, I did it there, but
It's a little warning next time. But okay. All right. So, and how are we introducing you, me, you, me, I, me, you, me, me.
You, me, you, me, you.
Yeah, he got it. He got it.
All right. So, welcome to the podcast. I'm here with my host, Ryan.
I'm Ryan. This is Vic.
I'm Vic.
He's a host, and I'm a host.
I'm the other host.
We host.
Yes.
And we got the most.
Mm-hmm.
So,
from coast to coast.
We're in Central, though.
That's why we're from the middle of one coast to the middle of the other coast. We got the most.
That's right, Timmy.
Just so you know. Okay.
And part of what we do here, we're going to talk about different things, tech-related, game-related, drinking-related.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking in IRL or just in IRL or just IRL?
I think it's just
IRL. Is that like saying ATM machine?
ATM machine? Yeah, but people say ATM machine all the time, so
it's just common mess up that, okay.
I think it can be wrong. That's fine.
So in IRL,
yeah,
we'll be doing that as well. Talking about different things here. And going down the road, we'll eventually have other people who share similar or opposing thoughts on said topics. But that's what we're all about for. Generating, getting interest out there and talking about things.
Yeah.
And most of all, drinking.
Yeah. We'll talk about polarizing topics such as thigh highs, ass or titties. No, I'm just kidding. I couldn't.
Not necessarily in that order, though.
I couldn't come up with more than those two. But
the hard-hitting question.
Yes.
Pause break.
Yeah. Yes.
So, drinking is going to be part of this too.
Mm-hmm.
And what we have on today's table for our palates to indulge in, we have called Jacko Latte, 5%. Got it at a local pub here, Tin Man. Shout out.
Shout out Tin Man.
Growler from Tin Man as well. Nice little. Oh, I'm holding
6 locations.
Mm-hmm.
They opened up a new one because they're doing great.
Got finest taps, craft brews, great selection, chill times.
Mm-hmm.
Just so y'all can see it here, this is what it looks like poured out. Quite interesting. It looks like coffee. In fact, that's what it is. It's advertised as a whiskey pumpkin cold brew. Man, did you already type in?
No, I smelled it. But I smelled it as soon as you said whiskey, so I had like a whole
so it was
sensation.
It was a whole thing that went on.
Yeah,
it was a whole situation.
That was more than like.
But we got it here, so that's great.
Whoa.
But so yeah, I mean this. I thought going in stout. Now that's part of what we're gonna do. We're gonna try different things, try new things.
Mm-hmm.
We both have similar palates, but we also have different preferences. I know Vic over here likes IPAs.
I do love IPAs.
Not the biggest fan of it, but I will try them. There's been a few that have shined out to me. I prefer stouts.
And I like stouts.
Darker the better.
Yeah. I don't love all
So he's not
stouts.
biased. I'm a little. Yeah. But that's just where we're at. So I thought going into this was going to be a stout of some sort. But you can tell it looks like
this looks like coffee. This looks exactly like coffee. Like there's no doubt in my mind this is gonna be what I drink.
It smells like coffee with whiskey.
This is
my daily brew.
Exactly. That's where I was getting to.
Daily brew.
Like ever since we've been locked down or whatever, I feel like this is what people should be drinking every day. Just to start off the day like a little fresh.
It should just come made like this.
Yeah.
Like Starbucks, step up your game. Like Dunkin'. Just make it happen. Save me the work. It's gonna happen. Yeah. And here's the test.
Enough.
Cheers.
The first inaugural taste. You're gonna hear this bump.
Some ASMR for you.
Yeah. What?
Huh. That tastes like a fucking cold brew.
That tastes like somebody just put a whiskey, like somebody chipped off a piece of oak from a whiskey barrel and threw it in a cold brew and left it there for 10 days.
And then just poured that bitch out.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, I mean, it's really good.
It's really good.
This is super tasty, and it's not like an overpowering pumpkin taste where like you get tired of it and you probably just want to give up on it. But this is actually pretty tasty. Like, probably kill this growler off and not hate pumpkin.
It's really good.
This is really tasty.
Should we have a scale?
Oh shit!
Like,
stuff we didn't plan for.
I know.
Scaleometer here. I don't know. On a scale of what are we putting this on? 1 to 10, 10 to 20,
I think
15 to 5.
Let's do 15 to 5. 15 is worse.
Okay.
5 is the best.
All right, so I can at least hold it up on a hand. So I'm gonna put this at a solid 12.
Wait, so it's bad?
Fuck. A solid 7.
Okay.
I heard it the wrong way.
Yeah, that's what.
No, my bad. The other way. That's the way I meant it. Heard it here first, folks. Just fucking the scale's unique.
I feel like we
put
should
it up
change
on the board.
I feel like we should change it every time.
I feel like you don't even have to say that. I feel like it's just gonna happen every time. We're just gonna forget what we did the last time, and we're just gonna have a different scale.
Yeah, I am also gonna give it a 7.
It's good.
I did not expect this taste. I expected a heavy whiskey flavor, which you still tasted, but it's not heavy. It doesn't overpower the pumpkin. It doesn't overpower anything else. The coffee-ish flavor. So hell yes, I'll give that a 7.
It is a very nice combination of what it advertises, and I like it.
Now that the tasting is out of the way, what are we gonna talk about today?
Well, I have a few things to talk about. Some stuff that's, been going on as of recent with, not much you can do, but look shit up. Mm-hmm. So, some of the things I thought were interesting, just in my opinion, that I thought would be worth talking about. One, let's talk about console launches. Let's talk about I'm not going to say the scarcity of them. And the only reason why that's even a thing is based off what I see a lot of is not even people just getting there on time, because that's not a thing right now. You can't go stand in line. You can't just wait. You can't camp out right now. That's not a thing. You're crazy. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Best Buy tells you go home.
I know.
Unless you're homeless, then get around back. I don't know.
Yeah.
But what it is, and here's what's going on, is bots. Bot programs using to buy up all these new things. And we're talking PS5, digital and disc, and we're talking the Xbox Series X and S. And just looking at it, a couple different things I've read about it, it's insane. I mean, recently, and I'm talking maybe in this past week, the UK finally got their launch of the consoles that have been here in the US since early to mid-November.
Yeah.
So they finally got their crack at the consoles, and they faced the exact same issues we faced here on the States, which is people just using these programs to buy up endless amounts of these. Granted, for example, with NVIDIA and their graphics card that launched, both of them, they kind of found a way to fight back against it, which was a good step forward on their end. But the thing is, it's so hard to counterbalance. Like, you can't counterattack it because they have so many ways, and there's literally thousands of these people that do that, and they're buying up so many. This is the same concept as when people are buying up the shoes. When the latest Jordans or whatever Yeezys came up,
or even like still more gaming related, there's bots in games, especially like MMOs, stuff like that.
Anything that requires transaction, they're there.
Yeah. And I can think of stuff like Destiny when you go AFK on forges and you just stand there for forever.
That's different, though.
And I know, well, it's a different.
You're not wrong. That's the same concept, but different.
And then,
principle.
I was also going to talk about like an older game, which is RuneScape, because that game has bots up the wazoo. Like, if there's anything that I've learned about that game,
it's amazing it's still around.
It's been like 20 years that it's been 20 years. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong.
Time.
I'm not gonna argue.
That's stuff that I saw when I was in middle school. But like all that I know about it is that it has had such a huge bot problem because the gold that they make transfers into real life money through nefarious purposes. But either way, it's a bot. It's still a program that somebody made that they're selling to other people, and they don't have any thought of any consequences that it might make for the game or for the systems.
And even then, not necessarily to that extent, but even just as a consumer level product. Something that you just want for yourself. You're not trying to resell, you just genuinely want one. You want one for your kids, you want to get one for your significant other. You just want one because you genuinely enjoy a console, but you don't want to pay scalper prices. Mm-hmm. And that's the crazy thing about this is these people justify their actions. And I'm just saying, this is what I'm reading, and there's a whole Discord, and this is what happened in the UK, is that this is their literal job, is just going on and making these bots, selling them for a certain price, not cheap. And when you use this program, it's guaranteed to get you whatever you wanted, and these people were getting up to 12 consoles each, and then of course selling them for $950 plus, almost over $1,000 per console. So not only did they cover the cost of what it took them to get said program and get them there, they made a nice profit to do it all over again with the next console, with the next biggest thing. Switches, when that was a thing because of the pandemic, that was a big issue. People were just buying them like crazy. Why? Mm-hmm. Who didn't want a Switch? Yeah. Everyone wanted one. It was the perfect stay-at-home thing. Love you, Switch. But that's part of the issue, is because someone wants it, someone's going to try and upsell it. Now, the funny thing is, I've looked at local sell group here, where we're at, and some of these people call themselves entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs.
Yes, because this apparently makes you an entrepreneur when you go in and you buy multiple things of a product and then you sell it back to people at a way higher price. That's an entrepreneur.
I'm going to have to disagree.
Yeah, no, I completely disagree. That's horseshit from what I'm saying. Yeah. That doesn't make you an entrepreneur. You're just a scalper.
Yeah.
That's all it is, and apparently you have no shame saying it in public, which I think good on you, but at the same time, you're still an asshole for doing that. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's the whole thing I want to talk about on that is, where do you stand on this? Because I understand, people want to make a living, people need to make a living, but at the same time, I don't think that's the way to do it. It's certainly not right. Morally, it's wrong, I feel. I think most people agree with that, but at the same time, if you gotta make money, I guess that's how? I don't know.
Honestly, I feel like it boils down to whatever shady thing. If it depends where you stand, whether it's selling drugs or prostitution or whatever. You can't say that it's morally, it's sketchy, but nobody's ever gonna where do you stand on it morality wise? I feel like it's what makes the difference. I definitely draw the line at scalpers. Fuck, I can't even say it.
Scalpers.
Yeah, pretty sure that's it. But I mostly draw the line there because it's so unnecessary that the only way that they see themselves making a living is doing something that's, super dickish to everybody else. They just have no disregard or no regard for anybody else. Do
you think it's not only just a whole, you're making money off of this, but you're getting a thrill out, a kick off of it too, is what you're saying?
I think so, because I feel
it's like a high you get behind it, right?
Yeah, because people get super money hungry,
oh, definitely. That's an addiction in and of itself. Yeah. Not only is it a communist thing, but that's something that generally makes a high off of people, and if you're making more of it and this is how you're doing it, yeah, you're going to keep doing it. It's fucked up, but you're going to keep doing it. Mm-hmm. The only shitty thing about this is it's technically legal.
Yeah. There's definitely... And I feel like that just boils down to governments, in an information era, them trying to catch up. I feel like there definitely should be something done. I know people are going to disagree, just let the market sort it out. That's cool too, but...
True.
I feel like if there is a problem, I feel like at some point, some companies need to be like, okay, well, we need to track IPs of where they're buying these from, or we need to,
That's along the lines of what NVIDIA was doing, and that's how they were actually able to stop a lot of the duplicate orders from similar IPs when people were using these programs to actually purchase multiple copies of those cards. Guest starring Clarence.
Yeah.
that's what they were doing. Is they actually were able to trace back a lot of these purchases coming in from the same place, and they were able to cancel most of those orders. So it's definitely a work in progress, but at least it's something. Because like Sony, Microsoft, they haven't really done shit about it. They just sort of, well, it's not us. Let the retailers sort them out. Like that's what they're doing, and that's not necessarily helping. That's just kind of washing your hands off of a situation, being like, "Oh, it's not my fault. It's on them." Just pointing the finger.
Yeah.
At least Nvidia owned up to it and was like, "Hey, we're gonna try our best," and they did. At least it was effort made to stop people from buying so many of a well requested product, and it was effort.
Yeah, comparing apples to apples. Xbox, Microsoft, Sony, they're way bigger companies. They have more of a pull. They have more of a chance to do so. But it just seems like they're more than content with going, you know what? We did our part. It's your guys' turn now. Like,
yeah. And that's... them being such a big company, they can just straight up be, oh, well, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
We'll just make more and that's it. But that's not a guarantee.
Yeah.
You're right back to where you are.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's not going to stop, especially with holidays, you know?
This is the time for it to happen. In fact, this is what they've been planning for, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
This is when they're going to resell it. You want little Timmy to have that PS5? It's going to cost you over $1,000.
It'll cost you double plus
no
some
Whataburger.
Whataburger. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd go for that, man.
Dude, we need to bring bartering back. If I could just...
If bartering was a system still, man, I'd be well fed.
I would buy some goats and some sheep.
I was even thinking that, just going food. I was like, so I just wanted to be like, I'm going to buy you some Whataburger for, for your troubles. Be like, hell yeah, I don't want gas money. Just give me food, man. Give me number 2. It's all I want.
That's good. So, if any of you want Ryan to do anything for you, just get him.
I can easily be bribed with food and alcohol.
Now you know.
Not necessarily in that order, but it works. Mm-hmm. Cheers. So anyways, on to next subject. Something you want to talk about?
Yeah. What I wanted to talk about was a study by the University of Oxford, which is a...
big brain energy.
Yeah, big brain school. They've been doing some researching on mostly Nintendo's Animal Crossing and EA's Plants vs. Zombies. They've been studying people's gaming habits, and they found out, which, lo and behold, who would have thought, that people who play video games for a long period of time tend to feel better and happier than people who don't play games.
You don't say.
Yeah. It's surprising, right? Like, you would have never expected that if you played video games that you enjoyed and you had fun playing, that it would help your mental health.
Whoa! Who'd have thunk that? Einstein himself couldn't have put that together.
I know. Thanks, University of Oxford. And I just wanted to
Good
bring
looking
it up
out for you.
Just because it's such a stark contrast towards everything else that we've been told growing up with video games. Video games are going to rot your brain. They're going to give you eye cancer, which I don't know if that's true. I'm just saying that it seems outlandish. I don't know. That's just what my parents told me and religious people told me.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Sorry. I was just talking about my old pastor. Anyway, said video games are the devil. That's like, like, what do you say to
different.
that? What do you say to that? Anyways, back
Sorry,
to...
I don't know.
I said that it wasn't going to lead to anything.
Well, if you're Dark Souls, that might be true.
Yeah.
There might be some truth to
that.
And
that's something that, when I mentioned it to you, that's something that you mentioned if they were planning on doing this with other games, they actually tried reaching out to a lot of different companies and telling them, like, hey, give us your data. Let us do some research.
I definitely want to see the numbers on that. Because I agree, and I don't think it's any surprise that Animal Crossing's on that list for games that are played in high volumes of time, and that's what's leading to good mental health. Because, I'm one of those. Animal Crossing's addicting, and it's awesome. And I love just to get lost in there. And it's always one of those, I'm just going to get on for today, do my ritual, and then I'm there 5 hours later, and I'm going, I just gotta get this one more item. That's all I got to do. It happens. But can the same be said for someone who's playing, for example, the new Demon Souls game? Because, I don't know, different type of game. Stress-inducing, just to say the least, and difficult. So, is the study going to show if I play this for an excessive amount of time, based off what's going on? Am I just a sadist at this point? Masochist?
I actually don't know. I'm a pure
You're
soul.
an ist. You're a sadistic masochist is what it is. You either hate the thing you're playing or the thing's playing you and you kind of like it.
Yeah.
Point is, there's pain and joy involved. But will the numbers show that? That's what I want to know is, does it apply to all games or just certain games? I want to kind of believe it applies to all games because in a way they're an escape. If it's what makes you happy and it clears your mind of what's going on out there and it brings you some sort of serenity here, it's working.
Yeah, and I feel like, especially nowadays, with the times, I don't know why I grandly gestured, but people are finding their sort of niche into gaming, which is something that's been evolving for decades. Like, people who are extremely competitive, that used to be in sports, that used to, be in clubs, chess clubs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They're finding video games that sort of scratch that itch. I've seen people go from playing soccer to, getting on like CS:GO, and it gives them that competitive drive. Or Warzone is super popular. You don't know how many people that I know that are super not gamers at all that have like jumped on Warzone. They're max level. They know the recoil for the guns.
That's their ish.
Yeah, they found like I'm the last man standing. Like they found something that's driving them. Other people, on the other hand, go to stuff like, and I don't even know if people still play it, but Hearthstone, card games.
I haven't heard that in a minute.
Yeah,
which is surprising because that was big. I'm sure it is big.
Yeah, I don't know. If you still play, let us know.
Let us know. Leave down the comments.
I know that they had a big problem with power creep. I don't know if they did fix that, and they added leagues and stuff like that. So, I'm just saying, like, people love the collectible part of it. People love the sort of luck-based skill ceiling that they have. People find, Animal Crossing, hell, like, going back to it. People find, I just want to be part of a town and talk to cute animals while they get mad at me and leave.
Hell, Minecraft's still that too.
I'm gonna miss it. Okay. Oh yeah, Minecraft's been, and I'm sorry if you hated Minecraft. I gotta say, like,
you're lying to yourself.
Yes, because I played Minecraft since alpha, right? And I stopped playing in beta because they started adding a bunch of stuff.
It is so different. I jumped in it the other day. It's not the same game.
Not.
My fortress was still there, thankfully, awesome. But everything around me was vastly different, and I felt at a disadvantage. I'm just glad I've had a fortress there for so long, so I was somewhat protected. But it is so different now.
Yeah, but the game, man, like, that's literally, I feel like so many kids, especially, got so much of their creative side out through Minecraft. It did so much good for a lot of people that I don't know, if you hate the game, like, you're obviously wrong. But
I feel like you're just mad at yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I'm not saying you have to be in love with Minecraft. You have to know all the ins and outs. But it's definitely a game that's been around for a minute, and it's enjoyable. Mm-hmm. I feel like it was the whole start of like a crafting aspect of just, especially the alpha.
Yeah.
That's all it was. You just get lost in this world and you just build shit. You find shit, make shit, and you're like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, current game is way different than that. There's actually objectives, but there's actually a mode in there that I found that you can switch back to classic. You don't want to mess with all that.
That's cool.
And I'm not talking about creative mode where you just build endlessly and you don't die. No, there's literally a classic mode which is just takes off all the new stuff and just kind of simplifies. Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what is this? I'm like, oh, I know this. This is what I'm used to.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, granted, I did play in the new mode for a bit, so like, I gotta try it, right? It's just a lot more to learn, but I think that's a good one. When a game does that, that's a good thing. Like, it's trying to be relevant and it's trying to keep things interesting. And that's a game that's definitely been around for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if we're counting Alpha. Like,
yeah.
that's been around for years now.
Yeah,
so,
when Mojang was still just like
Mojang.
3 people.
Notch was just the thing.
Yeah.
No one really knew him.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, this is a guy, but Notch?
Trilby wearing chubby dude.
Well, now he's a Trilby wearing trouble dude that just, is bought by Microsoft.
Oh.
Still is that guy, though.
Oh, hey, it's still cool.
Right? That's the thing. That's the last thing I saw.
If you want to come on the show.
We got a spot for you here.
Yes, we do.
I mean, you only see 2 spots, but we make it happen.
Yeah,
we got opportunity.
Yeah.
We got chairs.
Yeah.
And a table.
Mm-hmm.
It works.
Yeah, we got internet. We got communications.
We got internet.
Anyway. So yeah, even in my personal, experiences, like video games have been such a great escape. Whether it was, back when I used to play Street Fighter religiously. I played Street Fighter 3 and 4, and, I actually joined tournaments, and I tried to become the best that I could.
Went to EVO once. I didn't win, but I went to EVO
once. That's cool.
Obviously, I didn't win.
The biggest I win! The biggest I went was Devastation, which was Arizona's biggest tournament. And it was so much fun. I didn't get 0-2'd, so that's good. Like, that's fine. That's all I hope for.
Good. You gotta set goals, and that's something, right?
But, at local tourneys, I was getting 3rd, 4th. I got 2nd a couple times, and, it really just brings that joy that, you can get out of what your favorite pastime is. And, I feel like now that science is getting involved and, tech studies are actually saying, like, no, this is good for you. Like, maybe there can be some growth in video games to, sort of make it act as more than just people seeing it as entertainment, I'm not talking about, like, fun edutational games.
Edutational.
Yeah.
Edutational. Spell it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that. But I think games are, they've been a great part of my life. A lot of our lives, I feel. These are movies. Oh, shit!
Yeah. As you can tell,
Yeah. It's a thing. But, I just feel like it's a good thing to relieve stress.
Mm-hmm.
Opposed to a lot of other things. Everyone has their way. But I think that study shows it's actually doing more good than people thought.
Yeah.
Which is good, because stop with the shit talking.
Yeah, for real.
It's not like we're shooting things up in ourselves
in
questionable ways. We're just playing games, man.
Yeah.
Just let us have our thing.
Do you realize we could be addicted to crack? No,
it's true. It could be worse. Yeah. These sell like crack, but
definitely $60 a pop. Are you kidding me?
70 now.
Oh, I need
New gen. New gen, can't forget it. $70 a pop. God damn.
When are the price hikes gonna stop? Is it just gonna be like 10 more each generation?
It's
Are you kidding me? Do you guys do you actually think that for PlayStation 11 it's gonna be like $150 a game?
$160 because of taxes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
You gotta take taxes, man. Unless we do something about that, then, but it'll still be $160 because they'll find a way to mark up the price.
Yeah, you're right.
Marketing.
$159.99.
That's the one, because they didn't sell it to you for $160. It was $159.99.
Well, that is what I had to say about that topic. I've just, if I feel like we're past being ashamed to like gaming. I feel like we're past the point of hiding your like game consoles when you're on in public or something, or like playing Pokemon Go.
Or your passion for gaming. What does it matter? I normally wear shit like this. I don't care. And I really don't care what someone has to say as, oh, that's a game. It's like, so?
Yeah.
It meant something to me, and I really don't care what it means to you. Unless we want to talk about it, and like we have some like similarities, and yeah, I can talk all day about this. We have a show about this.
Yes.
That's why we have this.
That's why we...
This is the whole point. Mm-hmm. So we can find others like us and talk about this stuff. Like humans.
Yeah.
Humans.
Spell that out.
Well, on to the same gaming train thought. I want to talk a little bit about what Bethesda finally talked about with their exclusivity on the Elder Scrolls series, or I guess their ZeniMax's products for Bethesda, being all their franchises of what is Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout 5, maybe.
Yeah.
Doom
Fallout 77.
Mm-hmm.
Doom 2? Oh, yeah, that's ZeniMax.
Bethesda.
Yeah.
ZeniMax. They own it. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
I loved both Dooms. Doing a playthrough on them right now. Eternal.
Nice.
But they finally had a statement. Tim Stewart finally came out and said something about it in regards to what it means. There's still not a definitive answer, really, which is still shitty because we're this far along into what was an acquisition that was groundbreaking, I feel. It was big news because everyone's been asking, what does that mean for these games and my console that is not Microsoft or PC? Doesn't matter because if you have a PC, you're going to get it eventually.
Okay.
Yeah, that's always been the case.
Yeah.
Bloodborne eventually made its way over there, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
But with that being said, he finally had a statement to say, and it was along the lines of it's not going to deter them from actually pushing their games onto other consoles. So that kind of alleviates the fear of, if I have the new PlayStation or a Switch, which they are coming out with a new one, whatever that's going to be, am I still going to get these new games when they come out? Well, the answer is twofold. It's a maybe. It's a you'll get it eventually. Is pretty much what it sums up to, which is they're not going to completely shy away from not selling them on these consoles or any other thing that's not Microsoft. But what it means is Xbox gets first crack. So it could mean, and this is all based off what he was saying, it could mean that Xbox gets a first release or an exclusive release, an edition that's going to be exclusive to them. And then when it eventually ports its way to other consoles, they'll get similar but not the same. Meaning if you're on Xbox, you got this. You got the gold edition. And if you're on PS5, you get the silver, maybe bronze, depending on where you fall in that. There's not a lot of details on what that means, but that's kind of what it sums up to, is you'll eventually get it down the road.
Yeah, and actually, as well, you were saying that, I actually started thinking about if this is just going to be like the next evolution of timed exclusives, because back then it was just for DLC. I don't know if you guys, remember that there were some games that you had DLC coming in a month after it released on a console, like 3 months later. I feel like that's where we're heading down. You can't keep the product away from that console forever. So they're doing the next best thing and just trying to say, well, we got it first, because I know Xbox is hurting for exclusives. So I feel like this is a good way to mitigate it. I don't know. Like, I just want to see if they're going to put all the old stuff. Like, is the old stuff on Game Pass? Like,
yes.
Okay, so I can go get Xbox Game Pass and, like, go play Morrowind and Oblivion. Okay.
I think if it's on Game Pass, I don't know if that old is on there.
Oh, okay.
But for sure you can get, like, I think Doom's on there.
Oh, okay. So I can play more Skyrim, Doom.
Definitely.
Okay.
I don't know if they have the older games on there, but they have what's been on the modern ones.
Because that's the thing about this news breaking that sort of grabbed me by the ears. Like, what's going to happen to, like, because me, I'm a huge Elder Scrolls fan. I started playing in Morrowind. Yeah, I loved it, even though it's such a crazy game.
I tried. I tried so hard.
It's crazy. The stats are so... Oh, man, it's perfect. No, just kidding. It's not perfect.
It's not perfect.
It's a great game. It's whatever. It was a great game for me.
Okay. I'm just saying, I tried.
I don't hold it against anybody. Skyrim is barely playable to, like...
Oh, it's great. Best game of the year.
Yeah.
Game of the year 10 times in a row. They've made 20 ports of it.
Yeah.
Greatest game ever. Buy it if you haven't. Buy it now. It's on Game Pass. Get it.
But like releasing like the legacy of it, because people just know Skyrim. Like a lot of people just know, they don't know about Oblivion. They don't know about Morrowind, Daggerfall, Arena, all that stuff.
That was a lot of people's jumping in point because that was hype. So hype.
Yeah.
So hype that's back on. That's been released on every platform that's out there right now so many times.
And it only took 5 tries.
And it's still the same buggy game as when it first came out. So,
yeah. I know.
You're still getting the genuine effect. If you buy it now and you never played it, it's pretty much how it came out when it first. Like, you didn't miss much. Yeah. I guess that's the good thing.
Yeah. And I feel like that's a game that you can sink 100 hours of gameplay into, like, at a time. And then just be like, okay, I did whatever I wanted to do with this character.
Mm-hmm. I never beat the main story.
Really? Oh, man.
Oh, no, I'm just saying you could do that and never beat the main story.
Oh, yeah.
You could sink in 100 hours in just side quests.
Oh, definitely.
And never progress the main story, which is amazing.
And Oblivion was kind of like that. You know, Morrowind was like that, except Morrowind was a lot more ruthless. Like, Morrowind did not give a fuck if you were underleveled or anything like that. It was just like, you went into an area you were not supposed to go into.
Whack! God damn, that's like me and Demon's Souls right now.
Yeah. So oh, man. I can't wait to play that.
You don't.
I want to do a speed run right now. I'm just...
On that, someone, a famous... God, I wish I knew his name. That just brought it back to me. I just read this a while ago. World record for it right now on the new version, the PS5 version, 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
Glitchless or
no?
Like, okay.
Of course not, dog.
I'm just wondering.
20 minutes? That's not glitchless
like,
time.
Does Demon's Souls have some bullshit? Fucking
on the PS5 version, yes, there is some bullshit, and the bullshit I kind of read it. I got a little confused, but I think obviously I haven't tried it because I don't want to break my game.
Yeah,
I'm already like I've heard things with the PS5s at this point that I'm like I don't ever want to try anything that crazy right now. So thankfully someone did it and it worked. He beat it in 20 minutes, which is essentially you go to an Archstone. But you have to have found similar ones. Not necessarily progressed that far, just found similar ones. And it's essentially a loading glitch, a loading zone glitch, where if you load into one, if you're at one Archstone, you try and switch to another. While it does the pause, you exit out game, quit game, go back in. By the time it loads you in, you'll be in a zone familiar to that. So you won't be at that Archstone, but you'll be... It's literally taking you to the last boss.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's insane. I saw a video of it. I was like, crazy. And it's just the way it loads things into it. That's the summary. I'm obviously paraphrasing here, but that was the gist of it. And I was like, oh. So obviously using it to your advantage, yeah, you can make that a 20-minute run. That's insane. Obviously under level, but you know what Souls game isn't.
Yeah.
That's kind of the beauty of it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Oh, Souls games.
Love them, hate them.
So anything else you wanted to talk about today?
Yeah, last thing I actually want to talk about, still gaming related here. That's what I had a lot to talk about this week. I don't know if you heard about this. I think I mentioned to you earlier. Capcom.
I have not heard.
Capcom.
I only heard the outline that we got.
So, they were a victim of a ransomware attack. Do you know what ransomware is?
That's when they hold games hostage, and they ask for information. No.
You're not wrong. That's kind of it's like a hostage situation, but with data.
Oh, okay.
So essentially, what it is ransomware is it's a virus, and once it infects your system, whoever uploaded said ransomware could actually hold your whole system and all its belongings in it ransom. And the gist is they're going to ask for a request of some sort, money, whatever it may be, and they're going to have ways, like a hostage situation. Like, they took someone, they kidnapped someone, and they want you to get the president's daughter back. That's what this is.
What did they ask for?
I actually don't know what the amount was.
Darkstalkers.
I don't think I've read...
A new Darkstalkers
and Capcom
game?
said no!
Yeah, we'll give you the money. We will
just
never...
tell us the price, damn it.
Nobody,
you won't get it from us.
Nobody cares about anybody except Morrigan.
No one cares except Morrigan.
I'm just kidding.
So, of course, they stole everything. Because they asked for Darkstalkers, and Capcom said, look, man, we'll give you the dragon. Just, just tell us. Where do you want it? So that didn't happen. Actually, I've read several things on this, and I don't think I've seen an amount. They just were asking for an amount. Obviously, that didn't happen because they started releasing information. And so far, it's been true. Like, there's been nothing saying otherwise. And there's a leak of games here that, I mean...
I'm so excited to go through the list.
I have them here because I've read this and I'm like, holy shit. It's going to be a roller coaster, I feel. So first up we have here, Resident Evil Outbreak. Now, that's already been a thing, but I think what that's implying is if these are already games that existed, they're remakes. That should be interesting. Because Outbreak came out during a time where online wasn't really a thing, but it was trying to implement co-op. That should be interesting. I would love to see another try at that, besides the other bullshit multiplayer games they've come out with and failed. I feel they haven't been good. That'd be an interesting take on it. I would love to see that. Dragon's Dogma 2. If you're a Dragon's Dogma fan.
I tried.
I dig it. I can see it. But I can see why that's big news. Because there's a big cult following behind it.
It's a huge game.
Yes.
It's a very huge game.
Definitely. And it was fun. I just never got into... I never finished it, is to say. But I know there's a lot to do. And that's kind of why. And it's not that I didn't like it. Just never got back into it.
It's just huge. It was like... I started playing it, right? And then I stopped for a month. I came back to it, and I was on a hilltop somewhere.
Oh, I
had no idea what I was doing. And then I checked my journal, and there are no, quests. Like, it's stuck on the main quest, and there's no other quest that had me go anywhere close to that. So I was just like, what the hell? And I quit.
That happened to me in Hollow Knight. Stepped away for a while, tried to get back into it, and I was like, where the hell am I?
Yeah.
What was I doing? Terrible idea when it comes to those kind of games, because you'll just be lost and you'll never know what you were doing, and you're going to spend at least a day trying to figure out where you are and what you were doing.
That's Dragon's Dogma, so I'm actually kind of excited too. Just if the classes and the gameplay is a little bit better, smoothed out.
And on that we have the Q2 of 22, so 2022. So Q2. Resident Evil Outbreak was actually Q4 21. So all these are coming out late next year and beyond. Yeah. So, and here's this. Ready for this one? Street Fighter 6. The thing people thought would never happen because they've been feeling so much with Street Fighter 5 Champion Turbo Edition.
Oh, who would have thought?
Who'd have thunk Street Fighter 6 would finally be a thing? Crazy, right?
All I want to know is how much they're getting for the budget. Because lately...
Less than Street Fighter 5.
Come on, Capcom!
It all needs to go into the netcode is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or majority into the netcode, because they still haven't fixed. 5 is garbage.
I tried playing it, and I put it 5 bars only. And still, to this day...
It's been a minute. And it's been a big gripe.
It's hold on. For those who are watching on camera, this is how it goes like this. And then it's like... And then I'm like, oh, Shoryuken. And it doesn't work.
Too late.
Yeah.
You were too late on that one already. Yeah. You were already dead.
Yeah.
For those
who are just listening, I just did finger puppets. And they jumped in on me and it lagged.
Imagine there was the flip book and there was 2 drawings on it.
That's
and then you just slowly flipped the page.
Yeah, that's it.
That was a thing.
It was just a jumping medium kick. That's it.
It's as poorly described as it sounds.
Yes.
Because that's what it looked like. But that's also on par with what we're talking about. So, yes, the image you are getting is, in fact, correct of what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. I mean, Street Fighter 6, when Street Fighter 5, they're still shoveling more characters into there. More content, which I guess is good. But at the same time, I was in love with it. Like, Evo, went to Evo, tried it, played it competitively, and then stopped. Because... Come on, if you're going to make that your staple game, you got to work on it. The netcode is shit, and there's just so much with it that needs working on. And it's been a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Do something about it. Stop doing all this other shit and focus on the problems here. Listen to your community.
Yeah,
what it is.
Exactly. Because it's not so much that you're not putting content in the game. That's not the problem.
No one's saying that.
Yeah, that's not the problem. Now, if you could do that and also
fix the things, quality of life.
Yeah.
Patches here.
Man. That's something that I feel is so important nowadays. Quality of life patches are a godsend. Just because, just a quick story time. I play a lot of Valorant, And the one thing that I used to play CSGO as well that I loved was that you could change your view model to be left-handed.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice little...
And for
it's a
me,
little polish.
me being left-handed, I was like, this is the
Hell
greatest
yeah,
thing
that's
in
some
all of
polish
video
right
games. Yeah, but they finally added that option in Valorant, and to me, it's a huge improvement because it just feels a little bit more natural to me.
you. Yeah. See, that's nice right there. It's a nice little polish. Was it necessary? Probably not. You would have adapted, but they put it in there, and then it made it that much better.
It just shows that they're thinking of those things.
Yeah.
Like, and another thing, colorblind in video games. If you talk about, if you're the person in the boardroom who's like, we need to add colorblind settings in video games, like, whoever you are, I could give you a hug and kiss after all this is over. Because, man, have you saved my life so many times.
I'm glad I'm seeing more. I mean, obviously that applies more to you, but I'm seeing more of that in games now. And I'm like, that's great, because that used to not even be a thing.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And then I'm like, this is actually pretty common. Yeah. It's crazy. I'm like, wait, people have just been going with this? It's like, this is insane to think. And then now that I'm seeing more and more games implemented, I'm like, good on you, because that shit must suck.
But those are people who are listening to their community. Those are people who are actually taking the concerns that you get, especially fighting game fans. Fighting game fans are some of the most passionate fans out there.
Passionate is a way to say it.
Yeah. Us included.
Passionate is definitely a word to describe it, depending on which community you're part of.
Yes. And
Smash Bros, I'm looking at you.
Oh, man.
Anyways.
I feel bad for the melee players, though.
Oh, dude. Yeah,
the slippy stuff. That's a topic for another day.
Yeah. We'll come across that another day. Yeah. Anyways. But yeah, it's community, man.
Yeah.
Just listen to them.
Fix the net
Bungie!
Focus on it. Oh, man. Bungie does a great job.
Yeah, like, I follow, man. Granted, like, with the latest release of Beyond Light, like, it was shaky, to say the least. And there was definitely its bugs, but what new expansion, what new launch doesn't have its bugs? It's going to happen. And at least they've been somewhat on top of it. And that's with everything going on right now. What with, the pandemic going on and everyone's working from home, what they've put out is actually quality of game, I feel. It's great. And this is all done from home, which I think is amazing. Like, you guys worked on this from home. Whole team trying to do what they could. And it came out great. And yes, buggy, but it's with what they had. And then they've already... Hotfix came out today, which actually resolved a lot of those bugs.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And see...
I'm really on top of this.
No, yeah, I was waiting. And I was waiting for... And I have a few friends that play Destiny, and they're super passionate about Destiny. Him included.
Hey.
And,
nice to meet you.
The only thing I love, just because it's a Bungie game, is the PvP. But, like, that's always going to be a shit show. Like, you can't ever... that's because it's so player-driven. You're always going to see the same 3-4 guns and going to do the same subclass. Yeah. If you're not playing the best, then you're... Yeah.
Exactly. If you're not playing the meta, you're probably going to get killed by the meta. Like, don't be surprised when you see it. Like, oh, fuck, I got killed by another fucking Jotun. Yeah. You're like, well... It works, right? Yeah. Someone's going to use it. You can't get mad. You can just adapt and be like, all right, now I know that motherfucker
but
has
see, that's the difference. It's more about the meta and not the game itself. Like, I'm not lagging when I'm playing Destiny 2, doing solos on ranked Crucible. I'm not cursing at the game because of my connection. Right. Anyways, Street Fighter 6. Who would have thought?
Garbage.
Who would have thought that we would have had a Street Fighter 6? If we don't, I bet you we're gonna have Ryu. We're gonna have Ken. We're gonna have Chun-Li. We're gonna have Cammy.
Think Bison will be in it?
We're gonna have.
Or will he be dead by this story?
I think he'll be like a different kind of Bison, like an actual Bison, like just.
So we can see Seth again, right?
Yeah.
We'll see Seth again.
But it's gonna be a different Seth instead of because at first it was a naked dude and then it was a naked lady.
That morphs into a dude.
Yeah.
They morph.
And now it's going to be a giraffe. It's going to be...
Yeah, I'd buy it if it was a giraffe.
The tallest character in Street Fighter. Anyway.
If that was the selling point, I'd be like, this is so crazy. I want to play it.
Yeah.
I want to play it now. That's a shot at Tekken. You got a bear, you got a whippers, here's a fucking giraffe.
Speaking of Tekken, like that's a game that's trying its hardest with net play. Because they understand that it's important. Sorry. Street Fighter 6, that's what I'm hoping for. That's what we're hoping for. Better net play. If I don't see Oro or Honda, I'm going to punch you. I'm gonna punch you. Capcom, I'm coming after you. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
No threats were made here today, by the way.
Yeah. That was a joke. That was a joke.
It's the dream.
We're comedy shows sometimes.
It's a joke, yeah? We're funny. We try. Not hard, but it happens.
Not hard at all.
Please subscribe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Please comment down below on how unfunny we are.
Yeah. Or how funny we are. Whichever way you feel about that, you know? If these are landing, let us know. If they're not, let us know with, hold back a little bit. First running. Let us land first. Jeez.
Yeah. Also, fuck you. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Yeah. And I was actually wrong about this earlier. I thought I misread this, but I was actually wrong. But there's no details besides from what it says here. Rockman, or Mega Man in North America, Q3 22.
Just Rockman?
Well, it says Rockman match, or Mega Man match. That's all it says. Don't know what that means.
I bet you. Oh no! If it's okay, I can picture two things. It's either going to be a match 3 game with all of your favorite Mega Man characters, like Mega Man.
There's only like 6. I have them all right there.
Yeah. Roll.
No one's going to.
Zero.
Okay.
Bass.
Bass with a base.
Gutsman.
Well, yeah, I guess.
And
Protoman?
Oh, Protoman, yes.
Yeah, it's like your freaking Protoman. Yeah, Protoman would be on there. I would hope he'd be on there. Shit.
Either that, or it's gonna be a
Battle
fighting
Royale?
game. Oh yeah.
I was thinking Battle Royale. I'm like, is that what we're doing? A whole bunch of Mega Mans?
Okay.
A whole bunch of pew 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 off in the distances. Someone dies.
See, I would actually play that if we had like a
It'd
Mega
be the only
Man.
Battle Royale I'd ever play.
That'd be so ridiculous.
I've tried a few.
Because you could just get upgrades. Like you would just.
Oh, see, that would be the selling point. Like, you go pick up someone's fucking Metal Man disc.
Mm-hmm. Like, you get to pick from like 6 different...
Oh, fuck the person who picks up the gravity bomb first.
Oh, man.
Fuck that guy. Everyone's gonna be mad at him.
Or even if it was like MegaMan.net or whatever, EXE, Mega Man Battle Network.
I never really got into that. I mean, I love Mega Man.
Yeah.
Straight up. It's one of my most favorite franchises of all time. Next to Metal Gear Solid. But... I mean, the Battle Network, it's alright. Like, it's cool.
No, just kidding. No,
I'm biased. X.
It's completely
I go
different.
with Mega Man X. Yeah, it's completely different. That's why I played it. It's alright.
But as far as, like, the system goes, like, to know that, like, you have an avatar, and you sort of slide chips into it, and it
that's what gets
like,
you. Yeah. That was a cool concept.
Like, something Mega Man. I don't know what a Rockman match would be.
I don't know what that means. There's really not a lot of detail that comes with all these. This leak, it's just all that came with it was leaked projects, and of course, there's no details.
If it's a match 3 game, I'm still gonna play it.
That'd be interesting. I'd still love to see.
If it's for the fun, I mean, y'all have phones, don't you? Like,
well, looking at you, Blizzard.
Yeah. Oh man. Way to drop the ball a couple of times, Blizzard.
Couple of times. Way to drop the ball, stumble, drop it again, pick it up, and then just tuck it across the room.
You know exactly what things I'm talking about.
Yeah, you know damn well what you did. Trying to be all smug about it. Fuck. Anyways, this one's interesting. Although I think we all could have seen this coming. Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely been on the agenda.
Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't you? Everything else has been successful. Why wouldn't you do 4? You've done 2. You've done 3. 4 makes sense. Yeah. Why wouldn't you? And I could see it.
When are they going to stop, though?
Well...
Like, are they going to get to Resident Evil 7 and then not remake that? Or are they going to remake 7
Well,
in
should
4
stop.
years?
They should stop at 4 because people started to dislike the franchise at 5.
But what if they remake 5 and it turns out a good game?
Then they wouldn't stop then, right? Like, my only thing is, like, they would stop at 5, right? Because 4 was great. Everyone loved 4. That was one of, like, the greatest when it came out. So making a remake of that is the next logical step. 2 was great. 3 was good. Mm-hmm. It was super short. Did you ever play the remake? The third remake? It was great. Like, if you love the RE2 remake, I loved it. Oh, man.
Spoiler alert.
So great.
I don't do well with scary games.
Oh, I should play some scary games.
Dude, I'm so down.
I'll play.
I'm
I just
so
can't. I don't like doing it alone.
Yeah.
So I have to hear myself scream, and there's no one there to be like, it's okay.
I can't ever travel through knee deep water because of amnesia.
Oh man!
When you're like running through the bottom floor and it's just like half filled, and you're like, oh shit, and you hear it. Man.
Yeah, definitely. I could see that. That's happened to me. Silent Hill 4 did that to me.
Oh, man.
Right, I had a hard time sleeping when I played through it the first time.
Yeah, especially because of like the room's like motifs.
Yeah, and like when you leave and it's like a weird ass nightmare hellscape, and I was to the point where I remember I got so far, I tried to sleep, had a crazy ass dream, woke up, and I was like, I have to play this. I have to see this through now.
I need to defeat the evil.
I don't care what ending. I just need to beat this shit because I need some resolution in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I slept okay.
Yeah,
you know, because eventually I was sleep deprived, so I did end up sleeping. Fortunately,
that's good.
but it worked. Like, whatever gets you going, right?
Yeah,
but I feel like
worked.
They should stop maybe at 5, unless they completely redo 5.
Yeah.
Only then do I think it'll work because, like I said, that's when the franchise started to take a dip. Mm-hmm. I personally enjoyed 5. It wasn't horror-inducing like the first ones. Everything before it, definitely more action-oriented. And I mean, I agree. The whole boulder punching thing, I don't understand why that was a thing. Maybe they'll keep it as a meme. Who knows?
I completely forgot about that.
Right?
I played that
punching
game,
a boulder.
Yeah, I played that game when it came out, and I saw parts of it being played by other people because I never see those games through the end just because at some point you're just like, I gotta step away from this. Like this is not a great game.
Yeah,
but I mean,
6 was that for me. 6 was just
that's the one that had like 5 different characters, right? Because
6,
or was that
characters. 7? No, 7 different characters.
Yeah.
No, 6 had teams of 2.
Teams of 2. Okay.
And then Ada.
They were like, we're gonna do Resident Evil 5 3 times, and then Resident Evil 4 or whatever.
Pretty much, yeah. That's the gist of it, and it was all just terrible. It was just all terrible. The fight everyone won between Leon and Chris was shit too.
Jeez.
Watch the animated movies; those are a little bit better. You get more of a kick out of that than 6 did. Mm-hmm. So hopefully, we'll see where that goes. I mean, you could only hope they learned and could do better.
Yeah,
like Street Fighter 6.
They're going. Their track record is getting a little bit better. Right. At least like they can't fuck up remakes.
Yeah, definitely. Right. They've done pretty good at the remake so far. Like they're 2 for 2. Like I said, my only gripe with the third remake was super short for what it was. Super short, kind of like gets going, and it was great. Then just you're done, and there's no like scenario A, scenario B. There's no you're only Jill, which that kind of sucks.
Yeah,
and that's about it. And like when you replay it, there's really not much you could have done differently, except get the collectibles if you missed them.
Yeah,
but other than that, it was a good game. It was solid. Good playthrough. I streamed it once. It was nice.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't played it.
Yeah, you should play it.
Yeah.
Okay. Monster Hunter 6.
Monster Hunter 6.
We have that as Q2 23.
23? So
we're going past 22 now.
Yeah, so they're still.
They had a list.
Yeah, so there's. I'm guessing that they're still going to release stuff for Iceborne, right? Like.
Well, yeah. Actually, on that note, and I actually just saw that today. Not dating this episode or anything, but saw that today that they officially announced the DLC that's going to tie in the movie that's coming out with the game, with Monster Hunter Iceborne. And that's due December 4th, I believe. They're finally releasing DLC that ties in the movie with the game. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've seen the movie trailers. I've seen this trailer. And they completely look like 2 different properties. Because the movie, I'm like, what even is this? Completely disregarding source material. And it's just weird. And I don't think it's going to work. I'm probably still going to watch it. But I don't think it's going to work. Say what you want because very people are going to say, go in there with an open mind. Like the Resident Evil movies. I'm like, I still hated all of them. But the game DLC does have Mia Jovovich. She voices herself, which I guess that's nice. At least she's voicing her own character in the game. And of course, it's the strange blue fog that brings her into the game. That does in the movie. And now she's a playable character. I'll be honest with you. That version looks a lot cooler than the movie. Because I'm like, I'm sure the shit I just saw her do in this game, she is not going to do in the movie. And I'm going to be very disappointed when I play this before the movie.
Yeah. You know what? I can...
Just saying. It's going to build up hopes for something that's didn't have high hopes to begin with. So, I don't know.
Video game movies are notoriously, like, always going to be under a microscope. Uh-huh. And I feel like we're just always going to be judging them differently. I feel like that's just the thing that's emerged from all of these terrible older video game movies, all the way from like Super Mario Brothers.
Oh God!
Like,
I don't even want to. Nintendo doesn't even want to acknowledge that movie.
I know.
They still don't. The actors don't even want to acknowledge that movie.
John Leguizamo moved on to better things.
Definitely better things.
Oh man, but you know, like ever since that, what else? Blood Rain.
Oh man, that
like,
was barely even a video game movie.
Dude, like I'm telling you, like I feel like just because of those movies, now we're definitely gonna always and forever, until the end of time or until we're proved wrong a bunch of times in a row, you know, without fail, like we're always gonna be having them under a microscope and judging them way more harshly.
Sonic was good.
I've heard. I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely down.
Yeah.
And
I actually thoroughly enjoyed that movie. I know people say it was a kid's movie, but I'm like, it wasn't bad.
So was Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, but that wasn't like based off any like specific product. It had
other
products in there, and it made it good, I think.
Yeah.
But it wasn't based off a specific franchise.
I've been trying to think of what the last video game movie was.
I just think Sonic. But again, because I thought that was alright. Like, it wasn't the greatest, but it was definitely... I mean, we're talking about a studio the whole community, like, bullied into changing a design. So, Sonic, I mean, you gotta give him credit.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I have to go watch this now. I saw it twice in theaters.
And Ben Schwartz is Sonic, right?
Ben Schwartz is Sonic.
He's a funny guy.
Oh, yeah. Ben Schwartz is up. Ben Schwartz, shout out.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I thought that was great. I thought he was great in playing Sonic, which that threw me off at first because I didn't know he was Sonic. Until I heard the voice, and I was like, I swear to God, I know this voice. And after a while, like halfway through the movie, I was like, Ben Schwartz. After the movie, of course, looked it up, and I was like, it's Ben fucking Schwartz.
Yeah.
Which was great. And then Jim Carrey, come on. And people were like, how's it going to make a good rebuttal? I'm like, he pulls it off. Mm-hmm. He definitely pulls it off in his most Jim Carrey way.
Like, looking at the cast, like the main two cast members of that movie, like, you start to wonder, like, wow, like, one, how did you get Jim Carrey? Like, was it because of, like, your son or daughter that, like, asked you to play Robotnik?
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just asked him nicely, and he was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. And Ben Schwartz, like, he's been doing a bunch of stuff since then. Like, he's
big into gaming, too, actually.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's cool.
He's actually, like, a gamer at heart. So, I mean, like, especially with, like, retro games, like, nostalgia games,
oh, man.
That's definitely a thing.
That's,
I mean, that's why I'm not surprised.
That must have made a big difference.
Exactly. I'm sure he definitely had some sort of passion or heart into it, for sure. Based off that definitely, that's where he comes from, I'm sure. Yeah. So, yeah, of course that makes sense. And Jim Carrey, to an extent, I'm sure that had something to do with it. It just worked. And that's like the only video game movie of recent that I could think of that was decent. Not saying great. I'm just saying decent. It was good. I enjoyed it. You should definitely watch it.
I definitely will.
But yeah, I don't know about the whole Monster Hunter.
Okay.
I think it's definitely going to be a step back. Mm-hmm. Tumble, possibly.
We can only be surprised. I feel like
that's how I feel.
I feel like that's the last.
That's the same mindset I went with Sonic. Yeah. I can only be surprised.
Yeah,
and I was, but in a good way.
Yeah, that's good.
Right. Next on the list, I have Biohazard Apocalypse, Q3 23.
That's Resident Evil, right?
Yeah, it is. Okay, but it says Apocalypse, and I don't know what that means. It sounds like, if I had to take a guess, big multiplayer game. That's apparently not Outbreak, which is already on this list.
Yeah. Either that or
maybe it's Resident Evil 9.
Yeah.
Because we have 8 coming out.
Because Apocalypse sounds like a character in Resident Evil.
This isn't X-Men.
Hey, I'm just saying.
You're not wrong. They could just, all of a sudden, we have this villain that isn't Wesker.
Yeah.
That's super-powered zombie.
Mm-hmm.
Which common apocalypse?
Either that or it's going to be some like 7 Days to Die type of game.
I feel like they might be jumping on another train with this one, and I just don't know which one yet. But definitely, it doesn't sound too crazy because they've already done a few other multiplayer games. Why wouldn't they try something else? And that's what it sounds like. Unless I could be wrong. Biohazard Apocalypse is actually 9.
Yeah,
because 8's close to coming out now. So I mean,
that's very true.
With 8 already done, I'm sure they're already developing 9, and that's just the working title for all we know.
Is there a subtitle for Resident Evil 8?
Village, yes.
Oh.
So yeah, it's even clever when you spell it out. It's Resident Evil Village. It has RE and then VII.
Oh.
8.
Okay. So then, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do for Apocalypse.
Could be 9.
A is like a 9. Did
you see the giraffe they made with 6?
What?
I have to find a cover for it. Okay. Resident Evil 6, if you look at the 6, the way they designed it, it seriously looks like a giraffe. Like a derpy giraffe, like it's looking back. Like a half sexy posed giraffe looking back.
First time I've ever.
You never heard of that? Oh man! I remember when I first saw it, I was like, "This looks weird," and then someone pointed it out in like a Reddit thread, and I was like, "No fucking way!" And I had to look. I'm like, God damn! Now all I'll ever see is a giraffe.
It's a sexy ass giraffe. I want to go see that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So I'm like, yeah, it's not too crazy to think they wouldn't try something like that. Yeah. I don't know if the giraffe was intentional, but there's a giraffe. Check it out if you haven't. Look at your Resident Evil 6 copy. If you haven't gotten rid of it by now.
We need to wrap this up so I can go see that.
Right? We're almost done here.
Yeah.
We're getting to like the juice of it, I feel, because it's going to get better.
Is this 2023?
We're 2023 and we're moving to 2024.
Okay.
So, after that, guess what?
Street Fighter. 6. Tournament.
Nah.
Champion.
Nah.
Super.
Yes.
What?
Super Street Fighter 6. Because 6 already came out. So why wouldn't Super Street Fighter 6
Why
come
don't
out?
you change your update model, Capcom?
It's so predictable. I don't understand it, you know?
I feel like
Super Street Fighter 6.
Super Street Fighter 6 is gonna be the greatest Street Fighter 6
They said that about
iteration.
Super Street Fighter 5. Actually, they said that about 4, I think.
Super Street Fighter 6 is gonna change the way you play Street Fighter 6. And also, you will be playing Street Fighter 6 by that time.
I would certainly hope so. I don't know.
What I really want, I'll tell you what I want, is if they make Street Fighter 6 a 2D, and they just blow us out of the water, and it's 2D or like some type of like cel shaded like animated style, not like the weird
3D that they have now for 5. That's like
with banana hair.
What do they call it? 2.5.
Yeah.
With I don't know what the hell you call it.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about because
like,
it's trying to be that.
Yeah, like just especially since it's half of 6 is 3, and 3 is my favorite Street Fighter game.
We could only hope, right? And that's okay. So they're saying that's Q4 23. Now Street Fighter 6 was Q3 22. So you're looking at almost a year.
Yeah.
Like, actually, no, that is it's more than a year.
Yeah, a year and a half.
Which I guess is about right? Is that normally how that works?
I'm pretty sure.
That's how it's always been.
Yeah.
Like, even with 5, that was the formula, right?
Yeah.
4, that was the
4,
thing.
that's... Oh, man. This is why I'm angry. Because Capcom, ever since 4...
I'm glad I saved this for last. We're just going to go on this.
We're going to cut half of this out because I'm angry, and I'm already putting my leg on
angry rant.
Yeah.
Spell it out.
Ever since 4, we had Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 4, Ultra Street Fighter 4, and in between those, we had version 2013, version 2014, then we got what?
Arcade Edition.
Arcade with the fucking Omega mode, which was a lot of fun. But that in itself was like a $60 game, a $40 game if you didn't own it, another $40 if you didn't own those. And
I think all these were $20 upgrades of the previous version
$20.
if you owned it. So even then, it wasn't a free upgrade.
Yep.
These were all $20 upgrades from previous version. If you didn't want to buy another physical edition of this game, you could just pay $20, unlock the next upgrade.
Yep. And ever since then, that's what they've been sticking with. And
well, now they changed it to just character passes. So,
oh yeah, that's true.
So now when you buy Street Fighter V, all you have to do is buy the season pass of the character, and now you're at the latest edition. Whatever the case may be. At least that's how it looks. I'm like, oh, that's interesting, but okay.
But and it irks me because like you're gonna have people who have like the base 8 characters, and then they only bought season 6, so they only have the season 6 characters,
but not 1 through 5.
Yeah,
because that's a thing.
And it just, I don't see with the way that other parts of the industry are going into games of service.
Killer
Instinct, man. When the Riot fighting game drops,
oh man,
you're gonna see so much. You're gonna see so many people flock. Because the model that the model that Riot has been fine-tuned through microtransactions, through free-to-play. They've been working at it for decades. Almost 15 years. 12 years? I'm lying. It's like 10, 11 years. Anyways.
That sounds about right.
Man, you saw what they did with CSGO. Like, CSGO's not getting any support, so what did they do? They made a game that's like it. Fucking pushed updates up the ass. They fixed everything, you know? I can only imagine what they're going to do with a fighting game, especially when fighting games now are getting less and less budget, especially at Capcom. Yep. You know, it's going to have such good quality of life, you know, services that you're just going to be like, oh, I'm not going to play Street Fighter. You know?
Jump ship to Riot.
Yeah. I mean, that's
usually what happens, though.
It's going to be huge. Riot's been making some moves, and I'm just tired. Like, I'm tired of Capcom just trying to stick with a model that's more than 5-6 years old, you know? Like,
I think they go with the whole, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But at the same time, it is broke.
Yeah.
So they should probably fix it.
But
it's making them money, so they don't see like it's anything broken.
And, I mean, I can't guess at this because I haven't checked, but their player numbers have to be dwindling. Like, they have to.
I'm sure they are. I mean, I'm positive they're not where they were initially, by any means, and I'm sure they haven't generated more with everything new that's coming. I mean, I don't know per se, but
yeah, but I mean,
I'm sure it's not.
If me as somebody who played the first 2 seasons, don't feel any need to go back, and even with my favorite character E Honda on there, I don't feel any need to go back. I don't feel like Street Fighter V, even while playing E Honda, is going to be fun enough. With all of the lag that I get and with all of the problems that I have, I don't think it's going to be any better. Like, I don't think E Honda is going to make it fun magically.
No. It's just more of you're playing your fave character that you've always loved in the series, but that's it. And in fact, depending on where you are with Street Fighter V, if you're not enjoying it, you're just going to go back to, 2 for all you fucking know.
Yeah.
And just enjoy them there.
Yeah.
And just be like, fuck it, I'm just going to stick with this, stick to the roots, and be like, yeah, I'm having much more of a time with this. Because at least the game is dated at a point where it makes sense.
Not only that, but we have services like GGPO that make great online gameplay, provided you're not playing somebody that's against or on the other side of the world, like
True.
They have really good programs that just facilitate online play.
Definitely.
And man, like, those people are good. Like, those people have been playing nonstop for 15, 20 years because Street Fighter V just wasn't up to their standards. Or Street Fighter 4 wasn't up to their standards. And
4 kind of got better.
It really did. And I liked 4.
Yeah, 4 definitely was...
Definitely, that's when I was the most active in a fighting game community. But, man, like, 5, first, it seemed so simple. And now it just seems so, like, man, the new characters have so much things to do.
I don't even...
Like, compared to the first couple of characters, like, they're so wacky that I'm just like, this is not for me.
Nope.
Especially when,
This isn't Guilty Gear.
Yeah, it's...
You're not Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
You're a Street Fighter.
You have like 3 combos and then you're dead. Like, it's just
Guilty
gross.
Gear. Yeah. You're not that. You're Street Fighter. Don't be Guilty Gear. Yeah. Guilty Gear's Guilty Gear, and that's why it works. Don't do that, because you don't need to be that. You can be better than that without being that.
Yeah, do your thing.
Exactly. That's where I feel Capcom really lacks. Is just that. And like, I mean, you could argue, well, that's them trying to change, their formula. But that's not where the gripe is. That's really not where the gripe is. It's literally in the game itself.
Yeah.
Talking mechanics here. We're talking actual netcode. Like, that's what you need to focus on first. And then make it playable, then we'll worry about the other shit. Down the road. Start somewhere first. I think it starts with your core. What do I know? Definitely. I don't do that, so I don't know.
Yeah. You ever try playing an online game where you have to be a charge character?
That's why I'm not a charge character. That's why I'm not a charge character, because nope. I don't want to get my heart broken.
I play Falling.
Oh man. I tried Bison for a while.
Oh.
Yeah, no. I quickly stopped that.
It's so messed up. And I would only play LAN now. Like, I can't play online. Anyway, sorry. We need to get through this.
Oh, yeah. We're almost done here. This one I'm actually kind of interested to see. Final Fight Remake. Q2 24.
Final Fight Remake.
Final Fight Remake.
Final Fight Remake.
Final Fight.
Like the original Final Fight.
As a remake.
Like, do you see the smile right now?
Yeah. I'm excited for this one too, man. Like, once again, going through this, they're saying this is the leak and this is what everything's been out there. And once again, Capcom hasn't said anything against this. So, and once again, they haven't paid the ransomware. But it definitely affected customer information and employee information.
Oh, shit.
That's the tragic part. I should have started with that.
Yeah.
That's the tragic part about this. It did affect personal information of employees and, customers. But they don't know what yet. Capcom hasn't said anything yet as of this recording.
Yeah, way to get me sad after telling me that there's going to be a Final Fight.
I had to soften that blow just a little bit. And so I was like, if I bring it in just a little bit late, it shouldn't be as bad, right? So, yeah, with that being said, they haven't said anything as far as what exactly that means. But they did say shit was affected and that they did get this info. Because as far as they did confirm, they haven't paid anything.
Yeah.
They weren't going to.
And it honestly seems like a very realistic schedule.
It does, based off everything on it so far. I'm like, it all kind of lines up, really. Why wouldn't it?
Yeah, especially with, if you have been following Street Fighter V, like the way that they set up their seasons and the way that they're doing everything, like that definitely makes a lot of sense to me. Mm-hmm. And
that's around the time when Street Fighter 6, 5 would definitely be winding down.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be? Mm-hmm. They've got maybe another year or two. So, yeah, why wouldn't it be winding down by then? I know. Or it was going down the same path.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Final Fight Remake. I really hope this is valid because that's awesome.
Dude, that would be bad.
You want to know what else gets me excited that's on this list?
What?
Power Stone Remake. Q3 24. So same year, but just next quarter. Power Stone.
Power Stone.
Right?
See, this is where I'm like, I don't know if this is credible. Because, like, this is big. If you don't know what Power Stone is, it was a huge game. Well, it wasn't awesome. That huge, but like it was.
The following was huge.
It was a huge like cult game. It was a brawler, kind of like, either like it wasn't really like Smash Brothers or All Stars because it was more of like arena. Yes. Yeah, I completely forgot.
I have faith in you.
Yeah,
it's an arena style like fighting game where you could have up to 4 people. I think.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, it was up to 4 people. It came on the Dreamcast.
Yeah,
which that's when I played it, and it was fucking great because that was one of like the 3 games that were great on Dreamcast.
Wow. There's comment down below if you're an angry Dreamcast fan. And you
I love the Dreamcast. I'm just saying there was only like a few games.
Sonic Adventure DX.
That's one of them. That's one of the 3.
Okay.
Hey, DX wasn't on the Dreamcast. Right? That came on the GameCube.
Oh, sorry.
Come at me right, all right?
Look, okay. All I'm saying is that I played Sonic Adventure. And in that first level where you're going through the first loop-de-loop...
You mean the whale?
Yeah, before that.
Oh, shit.
It was when you do the turn, and if you're not on the leftmost side, you sink into the floor.
A great
game.
Great game.
Post down below what your favorite
Sonic of all time.
Dreamcast moment is.
Number 2 is Sonic Adventure 2. If you were curious. If you were curious where the 3 were.
I regret ever asking.
Power Stone was 1, though. Okay. So, there we go. Yeah, what about Power Stone 2? So anyways, Power Stone remake would be awesome. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I wish this is true. I mean, I really hope it is. Because that means a lot. But you
party games are back.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, that's what that would mean. No, Smash, whatever. Smash is like the most competitive game I've ever seen.
Party game.
Yeah. Everybody gets so mad. Like, Power Stone, it's just going to be like...
Oh, whatever.
Yeah. We're just going to punch each other.
Because you're not Mario.
Yeah.
You're not Luigi. You're not Samus.
Yeah.
You're Jack, or you're... What was the aviator guy? I can't remember. I just remember Jack, because he was like, he had knives, and he was like Jack the Ripper. That's the most memorable character.
Yeah.
Anyways. But yeah, so you're like, okay. But then it was cool. It was fun, is what it was. It's when, like, beat-em-up fighter games were, like, the coolest thing, and their ultras were cool, or whatever they were called.
Yeah, it's like if you were playing Gang Beast, except it wasn't, like, super floppy and weird.
It was, like, legit fighting mechanics.
Yeah, it was fun.
Are you ready for this?
No, we're gonna copyright.
Oh, fuck. I didn't know we were that good.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
What is?
Yeah.
Is it Street Fighter? Is it Ultra Street Fighter 6?
Yes, it is Ultra Street Fighter 6.
You're fucking.
I didn't mean to clap into the mic like that, but fuck.
You're fucking with me.
No, Ultra Street Fighter 6.
I'm pretty sure we
just 24.
I'm pretty sure we just clipped the mic
I'm pretty
with
sure
all
we
of
did.
this bullshit.
We apologize if that happened, because that was... I mean, even if this list is bullshit, it's hilarious. Because that is funny. Because it's true.
It seems too bullshit to not be real.
Uh-huh. Because it seriously lines up with everything. Like, look.
Okay, I got it. Ultra Street Fighter 6 is gonna have Oro from Street Fighter 3.
They'll bring him in Ultra.
Makoto.
That's fucked up. They won't even bring him in Super. They'll bring him in Ultra.
In Ultra. It's gonna be
when
Makoto.
The game's probably on its last leg.
That's right. We're gonna bring in Dalsim, because he's been away.
Why wouldn't he been in the first? Oh, I'm asking too many questions.
We're gonna bring in Cody or Hagar because of like the remake.
Final fight.
Because of the Final Fight remake.
You know what? That actually does line up now.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Power Stone!
Yeah!
I'm so glad.
We figured it out, Captain. We figured it out. We know your play here.
Yeah.
We figured that out live.
Welcome to the pub crew, where we have the most up-to-date news.
And realizations on this side of the world.
That makes so much sense.
Because holy shit. That does make sense. Why wouldn't Ultra come out then? Because then now you have the final fight. Now you have the Power Stone.
Yeah.
And people are going to be like, depending on reactions on that, now you got characters in Street Fighter. Because why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
That's the perfect selling point.
They're going to put them in regardless. Because, I mean, take a look at Street Fighter 5, Abigail.
Right.
I mean, come on. Who was, like, going to expect them, you know?
That was kind of out there,
like,
to be honest with you. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Not bad, but interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good on you. Changing it up.
Yeah, so you know they're going to put in weird characters. You're also going to know they're going to put in fan favorites because Jury got put back in there.
Jury got put back in there for whatever reason.
I wonder why.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
The plot, maybe?
Mm-hmm. So much plot.
So much plot.
What happened to Shadaloo or whatever?
Who? Wait, there's a story? And to finish up this list from what's on here.
Better not be Street Fighter 7.
That'd be... just the seasoning right on top. That'd just be perfect.
That would be like, okay.
Nah, Resident Evil Hank.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Like, does that stand for something? Is there a Hank?
They have a question mark here. So what that tells me is when they found that it's a working title for sure. Most of these are probably working titles.
Yeah.
Especially on the Resident Evil part.
The Street Fighter ones seem like working titles. I don't know.
I certainly hope those are working titles because, my God, you change it up. Don't be that predictable, Capcom. Maybe now they'll use this to their advantage and be like, well, we're not going to call it Super. We're going to call it Mega.
Yeah.
Ruby. Sapphire. Street Fighter Edition. Sun and Moon. Street Fighter Edition. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. You would think maybe they'll learn if that is what it is. I mean, I guess, right? What are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they can use this as a learning point to be like, oh well, this is what everyone thinks, and maybe maybe we shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Granted, all we know is these are names and working projects and titles. So, For all we know, some of these might get scrapped down the road.
Oh,
that happens. That happens more often than you think.
I am willing to bet that Mega Man match is going to be the one that gets scrapped.
That'll be the only one. You know what? That's going to hurt me a lot because I'm positive that's the case. It's going to be the only game on this list to get scrapped.
It's going to be so
all the Resident Evil's going to get made.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Why
all
not?
of them. Everyone.
So.
But Mega Man's going to get hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's just no love out there for him. It hurts me deep every time. But Resident Evil Hank, don't know. Working title could be something relating to. The only thing I could think of is maybe it's a typo. It's supposed to be Hunk, which is what's his face, the fourth survivor. Resident Evil 2.
Okay.
That could be that, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's going to rely more on the alternate survivors. Maybe it's just like a story base driven on him because he has a big lore and backstory. Because he's always known as the fourth survivor in most of these games.
Whoa. That would surprise me.
He's an interesting character with lore that's not the main character.
That would really surprise me.
Yeah, if they did something like that, that'd be interesting. But I mean, the only reason why I think that may not be plausible is because it's Q4 24. That's 4 years from now.
Yeah.
The RE2 remake came out last year. 3 came out, but like I said, I played it, but he wasn't in it. So, what relevancy is he going to have at that point? Granted, I know he's a fan favorite, but where does he come in? If that's even the case, like I said, maybe this is just a working title for some other bullshit they're going to work into the Resident Evil, and this is just something else. For all we know, based off this list here, that's Resident Evil 10.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I doubt it, because if they have Apocalypse as 23, and that's 24, it's too soon.
Yeah. That's why I definitely think one of them is going to be a spin-off. Or both are going to be spin-offs. Because
that could very well be the case with Resident Evil games. Because there's been plenty of spin-offs.
Yeah.
For different things.
It seems their MO, it fits their MO fairly well.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And that's why, based off this, even if it is bullshit, it does seem very likely.
Yeah. The whole list seems... There's nothing on that list except for Power Stone that I was like, wow,
whoa.
This makes it a little bit kind of iffy. I don't know if I really believe it.
Yeah.
The rest...
Right at the end, it kind of doesn't sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's too good to be true.
Yeah, that is definitely... And I mean, that could get scrapped too, so, you know.
Exactly. Well, that's another thing. Capcom's known for doing that. All these seem viable, but at the same time, Capcom could just axe any of these. Mm-hmm. And you're never going to hear it or see from it again. You'll hear from it years down the road saying, did you know this was going to be made? And then it got scrapped because of this. But what we could get out of it is aspects of that game that never got made into another game.
Yeah, like Street Fighter 6. Like, I can't wait to get those Power Stone characters, get those Final Fight characters.
I just want it to happen. I want that to be a thing. But now that tells me I'm not going to buy Street Fighter 6 until Ultra. That's the only time I'm going to buy it now, because otherwise I already know it's not worth it. I already know there's going to be so much DLC that I should just wait.
I feel like they should just be like, you know what, we're going to give away 6, and then you'll get Super and Ultra.
I would hope.
$20, I don't know. Or just, dude, like, just something.
Like updates, maybe?
Yeah.
A lot of these other companies doing it, and it's working
even if it
well
was, like,
for them.
Free stages.
Like, something, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're already making you pay $20 for another iteration of the game you own.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to have maybe more characters, because who knows what that's going to entitle. Like, maybe it is going to have the new characters. Maybe you still have to buy the characters. Because maybe at that point, I mean, Street Fighter V is already on a season pass. So you have to buy that to get characters.
Yep, and that adds up.
It's a lot of money. So that's why it's not too far-fetched to think this isn't true. This is right up Capcom's alley, and it's their MO, like you said.
The one thing that I know that I don't want is I really hope they don't try to implement some create a character thing. Like, I would...
Like Soul Calibur?
Yes. But for Street Fighter, it would just be like, if they try to do that, I would quit. I would like...
They should not.
I would just be like, my days of Street Fighter are over. I would throw my Street Fighter affiliated gear, and
your Ryu headband comes off finally.
It's all gross and sweaty.
From all the sweaty matches online with the shitty ass net code. Yeah, I feel you.
And just walk off into the sunset with my bag. You know, that's what's gonna happen.
They I hope they're smart enough not to do that.
Yeah.
They really shouldn't do that, because It only works for Soul Calibur, and even then, it doesn't work.
Yeah. Oh no, not at all.
It never does. So, anyways,
Yes.
that's all I have for us today.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add to this?
I just hope the rest of you guys. I hope you enjoyed your time here. But
I did enjoy this. I thoroughly did.
But you guys listening and watching us, I really hope you guys had a great time. I hope you guys had a drink with us as well. Let us know what you were drinking in the comments. Please give us a follow, subscribe. Man, it feels weird trying to sell myself, so just do it if you want. Like,
remember, like, comment, subscribe, and smash that like button, right?
Yeah,
or the bell button, the bell, right? That's the thing, right?
I'm not gonna make you guys
that and
we really
a smile and a wink, whatever floats your boat. But I seriously do hope you guys enjoy yourselves.
Definitely. You saw the first high five of the show. That was amazing.
Picturization, that was great.
Yeah.
Glad we had that on camera.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But please join us next time. We will be back in a week. Hopefully, with a lot more interesting topics and a lot more funnies for you guys. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
No. On that note, if there's anything you guys want to talk about, anything you think we should talk about, bring up, want to share your points, by all means, do that. We're open for that. We're here to talk. We want to listen to you. Want to keep listening to us? That's great too. We appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Take care, y'all.
Y'all have a good one.
Ooh.
Cheers.
Yeah. Oh.